Greetings, everyone. It is Donnie Samir Search for Huru. Thank you so much for joining us. As we always do before we get started, make sure you like, share, and subscribe to the content. Again, make sure you like, share, and subscribe to the content. Also, guys, press one if there's an echo. I know Brandon said he doesn't hear an echo, but there's an echo on my end. Please press one. But make sure you like, share, and subscribe to the content. Also, make sure you go to dynastamir.com. Again, go to dynastamir.com. While you're there, buy a book. Okay, there's 83,000 of you all. So all 83,000 of you need to have. Yeah, they hear echo, Brandon. I don't know what that. I don't know what it is, Brandon. They hear echo.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I don't know what's causing it on my end. Goodness. Brandon, go, guys. We're gonna jump right into it because as I kick the echo. So today's topic is demanding to cut the check without any power and leverage. Brandon, take it away as I wrap this echo.
Hey, okay, so like yesterday, no, the day before yesterday, I think, or yesterday, it might have been the day before yesterday. I was listening to our dear brother Jason Black on Black Authority, and I love Jason. He talks, he talks a lot of good stuff. He's funny as heck. He does a lot of work towards helping African Americans work towards some type of tangible results. But one thing I noticed was that there in his groups, even with the people in his audience, there's a lot of so basically there's a lot of this cut the check argument, cut the check. So basically what they were doing was they were going over the Donald Trump five platinum plan, which is talking about putting $500 billion on the table for African Americans, for the communities, different things with school choice, all these things. And they're basically dissecting this, and ultimately it's just a matter of they were just tearing it apart. They were just saying, oh, this is not good, that's not good, why would we settle for this? And it was really like there was a strategic effort being put on discrediting Donald Trump's, platinum plan, right? I'm an intelligent person. Many more intelligent people have seen it. They look at it, they say it's something, it's a start, but they're tearing it down. So my biggest thing that I had an issue with is we have this mindset like, okay, the Democrats have already said that they're not going to do anything for us, and the Republicans, by way of Donald Trump, he's offering something, and we're like, no, all that's crap, school choice, all that's crap, cut the check. So basically we're creating a narrative where it looks like our people's primary objective is to get the United States government to cut a check, put monetary value on slavery, right? The free work we did for hundreds of years. You want to test it?
Testing. It's still echoing, man. I don't know what the problem is. Just keep going, Brandon.
But basically, we're putting a monetary value on our physical labor that we did for hundreds of years in America, right? Tito District, yeah, you're right. The plan is terrible. Okay, anyway. So basically, we want money. We want a check. Okay, is the check realistic? Who knows? What we do know is you have no one at this time with any type of, somebody said it's better, Dynasty. You have no one at this time with any type of political leverage, right? Right? To actually negotiate the United States government paying you out money. I've heard people say that their calculations said that they're looking at trying to get at least $300 million for every African American in the United States. And
Hold on, still doing it. Just keep going.
But their plan is to get $300 million. You know what you probably, but anyway, their plan is to get $300 million per black person, and you have to think of things in realistic terms, right, Dinus? Like a lot of people can say, they can say emotionally, oh, we need to do this, we need to do that, but when you look at it and you look at the logic of it, it's highly illogical. So you have no leverage in this country. You can't even stop someone from getting killed at this point, right, by the police. But you believe that you're in a position to say, I don't want to talk to you. Don't say nothing to me. Cut the check. You literally sound like a jilted, baby mama in child support court. No, cut the check. Cut the check. And not realizing that the reason why the United States has actually lasted this long is because everything is done, there's a process to everything. And unless you're willing to play by the rules of that process, guess what? You're not going to get anything. As a matter of fact, our unwillingness to actually even entertain anything other than just cut the check actually gives them all the power they need and all the excuse they need to just say, well, these Negroes aren't even being serious, so on to more serious matters. Because look at the reality. When they said no, right? When all those people went to Capitol Hill and they spoke about reparations, pretty much they just shut the argument down. Once they shut it down, right? What were you able to do to retaliate against them? They shut down the idea of reparations. We all remember that. They went up to Capitol Hill, they sat before Congress, they talked about reparations. They ultimately said, we're not doing no reparations. We're going to launch a committee to investigate, which means no, right? You're still voting Democrat. So what did they lose due to not giving you reparations? Nothing. Nothing at all, right? So, Tito, agree with the point that we have no leverage, but Trump's plan is going to put us further in the hole. Okay, Tito, how do you know that? Also, it's a plan. Are we sending a delegation to the White House to go work out the plan? See, black people are still caught up in this stuff where they want somebody to do the work for them. They want you to do the work for them. Like when my family members want money from me. Sometimes like my sister will ask my grandma to ask me for some money, right? And I'll tell my grandma, no. Tell her to come herself, right? Tell her to come herself and ask for the money. Show her face and negotiate her own agreement.
Brandon,
we don't even want to do that. We want.
Hello. Testing.
Do you guys still hear an echo in Dynas's mic?
Testing. This echo sounds so terrible. I don't know what's causing it.
Yeah, but if you say you want the same, no difference, right? Fine. That's the thing. If you guys if we're not willing to put in the work, nothing is going to change. Period. We have to put in the work. And a lot of us are not willing to do that. The $500 billion platinum plan, that doesn't even have to be the plan. It could be any plan if we're willing to do the work of going to Washington and negotiating the terms. We've gotten in our community to the point where we make we're literally saying anybody who even talks to Donald Trump is a coon. Look at Steve Harvey. Steve Harvey went and attempted to negotiate or talk to Donald Trump. We criticized that man so bad. He on his radio show every morning dissing Donald Trump.
Hold on, guys. Can you? I'm gonna come in on my phone. But keep going, Brandon.
Yeah, I was gonna tell you should do that. But we're to the point where even if you negotiate with Republicans, everyone's attacking you and calling you a coon. How can you work both sides when you can't even talk to the other side without your own people turning on you? It's a ploy to gain votes. Rena Smith, who doesn't know that? What do politicians do, Rena Smith? Gain votes, bro. We know it's a ploy to gain votes. That's the objective of being a politician. You throw stuff out there to gain votes. This same campaign urged black voters not to vote at all in the two. See, you still focused on the past. 2016. 4 years ago they did this. So that means for the future, it doesn't matter what their campaign did, Renas. It matters what we're gonna do. Stop trying to change them and change you. Don't change what they're doing. Change the way you're reacting to what they're doing. That's the common sense agenda, bro. Every black person has done it, Renas. If you work in America, you have had to change the way you react to certain things. If you got a $300,000 a year job and you hear your boss on the phone calling somebody a nigger, you ain't gonna quit. You're going to adjust the way you react to what he said. Ordinarily, you'd be pissed off. But you like, look, I ain't giving up this $300,000 if you're the racist. It don't matter. See, we can do that. We can do stuff like that for our jobs, making crumbs all the time. But when it comes to some political progress, it's like everything is a big, like, oh my God, Trump, so the guy could come with everything perfect. Sorry, guys. I was putting together dog kennels before I got on here. But someone could come with a perfect plan, but because you offended about what happened 8,000 years ago, nah, we don't even want to listen to it, right? Everybody, no, Kasta Zulu, Republican sympathizer, what? You guys got to think with your mind. I don't give a shit about Democrats or Republicans. If the Democrats are offering something, let's go for that. I was a supporter of Bernie. He was offering something. Now, Trump's offering something. But I did vote for Trump before because I just think Trump's a better candidate. But I'm going with whoever's offering something. Our plan is to get the hell out of America, period. We do this mostly for the people who are going to stay in America so that you can actually start operating based on a system that helps you. What's keeping us from going to the White House, writing up a list, going to the White House, saying, Donald Trump, this is what we want? Have we done that? No. We went to the Democrats. They shot us down, and we gave up. We went to the Democrats. They shot us down, and we didn't even go to the other side to say, look, they turned us down. We ain't going to vote. We ain't going to vote for them, right? We ain't going to vote for them. What y'all going to give us to get our votes? See what I'm saying? We're not even doing that. All we're doing is emotionally saying, if it don't come from the Democrats, we don't want it. Hey, the phone always come through.
How's it sound? It's still echoing.
It's probably the room you in.
No, it never does.
It's still an echo, huh?
This is where I broadcast everything. This is great.
Are you connected to Wi-Fi on your phone?
I am. And I'm just using my laptop.
Disconnect from the Wi-Fi. Maybe it's something with your Wi-Fi. Go straight network.
This is great.
But anyway, so basically, some people say you sound good. Some people say you have echo. But basically, we're not giving ourselves a chance. We are in a conundrum right now. We're in political purgatory right now.
Hello. Damn. You got it. I don't piss me off. Go ahead.
But we are in a political conundrum, guys, right? We're demanding, cut the check. We have no leverage for anything. I'm going to be real with you. Reparations is probably like 10 or 20 years off. Period. And that's a 10 or 20 years if you do the things that you're supposed to do. It's about 10 to 20 years off. We live in the microwave society. We want instant gratification. We don't want to work for anything. You guys think you're going to pop an idea in the microwave and it's going to come out in 2 minutes ready to eat. It doesn't work like that. So either you're going to get on the bandwagon of back to Africa like we're all on, because we're already at a position where we're like, yo, it ain't no more negotiated. And a lot of the reason we're at that point is because we're like, our people aren't willing to take a moment and think about what they're doing and the way they're operating so that then we can devise our own plan, right? And then move forward. Listen, Trump has a plan for blacks. The Platinum Plan. What plan do black people have for ourselves? We have to have a plan that doesn't involve other people doing something for us. You think the Jews base their agenda on what the United States government is going to give them for the next 4 years? No. They have their agenda, and then they go say, hey, let's see if we can get a couple more freebies from the United States. Right? The feast rock. I don't know yet. But Kenya at this point. But all I'm saying is Trump's plan shouldn't be our focus. And Renus, you're right. He is not a lawmaker. Change our local reps, whether Republicans or Democrats, and change our communities to throw. See, and Renus, that's a plan. That's something that's going to take a plan of action and execution of that plan, bro. And I'm not saying it's not possible for it to happen, but that's going to take real work. And honestly, do you think a bunch of people screaming, cut the check, period, don't want to talk about nothing? Cut the check. We don't want to even hear nothing. Cut the check. Do you think that those same people are about to sit down and play the long game to get what we want? Do you really think they're going to do that? Because me personally, based on what I'm seeing from our people look like they don't even have the attention span of a hummingbird. They just want it right now. They don't know what they're going to do with it. They just want it right now. They just give it to me right now. And okay, Maria Carter Evans, our agenda is clear. Let's see this. Our agenda is clear. Both parties know what it is. No, they don't, because I don't even know what it is. I would say that we do need to build our own political candidate. It's been decades. No microwave instant results are expected. Maria, for one, okay, hold on. Dinus, check the mic. You good? But anyway, Maria, listen to me. Maria Carter Evans, there is no plan. There is no agenda, Maria. If I took 10 of you people from the comments and put you in 10 rooms and asked you what's the black agenda, you wouldn't even know. That's why we're jumping on every bandwagon. Don't you guys remember the old saying? If you don't stand for something, you'll fall for anything. If you don't stand for anything, you'll fall for everything. We're falling for every gimmick because we have no agenda. Let me give you an example. Imagine you own a pizza restaurant. We sell pizzas. You own Pizza Hut. We sell pizzas, right? Imagine you go in Pizza Hut and one day the manager come in there, he come to work, he drunk. He say, hey y'all, today we about to start selling burgers. His own employees would go against him because they would say, we work at Pizza Hut. Our agenda is to sell pizzas. We don't sell burgers. We don't sell fries. We sell pizzas and other abomination versions of Italian food, right? You can't even go in a Pizza Hut and change what they do. But you can go into the black community and get us jumping on any damn bandwagon that rolls along. That's because we don't have an agenda. That means anybody, do you realize how dumb it is? How silly it looks when any old Joe Blow could jump on the internet for 5 minutes? Okay, I'll give you a prime example. NFAC, right? No offense to Grandmaster Jay. I like the guy. He's cool, whatever. The fact that that guy was able to jump in onto the internet and amass that amount of following and whatnot from the internet in that short period of time shows you that our people have no agenda. Because if there was something already in works, people would say, well, why do I need to go jump on that bandwagon when we clearly have something that we've been working at for years? You can't go into Jiffy Lube and tell them to stop doing oil changes and start dropping transmissions. Why? Because they have an agenda. But you can go in the black community and anything that sounds okay, guess what? You're going to jump on that. We don't have an agenda, you guys. It's just the reality. We don't. And the sooner we admit it, the sooner we can fix that problem. Okay, Michael Summers, what's the agenda? Tell me, listen, y'all, tell me what the agenda is. What's the agenda? We do have an agenda. Who you been listening to? Isn't it because he has an actual agenda? And Runa Simmons, you're right. He does have an agenda. He does have an agenda. But if that guy has an agenda and the agenda, all these people jumped on it, that means there was no real agenda prior to that. No one has a plan. No one has a plan. Everyone has their beliefs, but they don't have a plan. They have, I believe, look, saying I'm a Moor, I'm a Hebrew Israelite, I'm a Pan-African, I'm this and that is the same as saying I'm a Christian, I'm a Taoist, I'm a Buddhist, I'm a whatever. You can claim whatever gang you want, but what's the agenda? See, that's the difference. Even in gang culture, black people have no agenda. The Hells Angels, the Mongols, all these white biker gangs, they have made their gangs into corporations. They're bringing in millions of dollars a year just based on these gang organizations that they created. What do we have? Because we don't have an agenda. ADOS has a, yes, Runa Simmons, if you could tell me what's the ADOS plan, let me know. Because you guys are lucky you're not on my live. because I could patch in the video of Antonio Brown and Yvette Carnell both saying the Democrats shitted on us and we're still going to vote Democrat. So what is their plan? To still vote Democrat. That ain't no plan. So you go and vote for the same people who refuse to give you something? You obviously are wanting attention. Man, listen, Reef. This ain't about history, bro. This is about the present, right? Ice Cube has one endorsed by CB. Listen, Dr. Claude Anderson already taught you. See, we got the ancestors talking, right? But our elders are talking, but we not listening. Dr. Claude Anderson already taught you. You cannot be saved by celebrities, meritorious manumissions. They've already made agreements. Okay, let me tell you this. Atum Alsar, that's a great name. Ice Cube has one endorsed by CBC. Let's go on YouTube and watch videos from 1989 when Ice Cube, right, was talking about Nation of Islam, talking about racism, talking about how the Jews are dominating Hollywood, all this stuff, and he was woke, right? Well, let's fast forward all the way till now, 30 years later, and all of a sudden he's woke up. He's did Are You There Yet Friday, all these movies. Now all of a sudden he's back in the political game. So you've been waiting on that dude for 30 years to tell you what he already knew 30 years ago? So he's like 30 years later, I'm going to go try to act on it. No, he's not. He's mad, so he speaks out. He speaks out, so then you think he's your leader, right? Dr. Claude Anderson spelled it out perfectly. We're not on Dr. Claude Anderson's agenda. We're not. Dr. Claude Anderson is not walking around talking about cut the check. Dr. Claude Anderson is walking around talking about blacks. You need to start building your own economic base. You need to start getting your economy in order so that you can be able to compete with other races and then go and negotiate the check, right? January, look, here's the reality. I'm a Pan-Africanist person. My belief is we need to go create all those things, economic base, all that in Africa, right? We need to go do that. Listen, Charles Chandler, I met Dr. Claude Anderson myself. I bought his book right here. You guys probably haven't even seen this, but this is Claude Anderson's book. This is signed by Dr. Claude Anderson himself, Cal State Long Beach. I was there. That was just last year. He even said the Powernomic books is a little bit outdated. He said he's going to start working on another book because the economic playing field has changed, right? But when I talked to Dr. Claude Anderson, he said black people need to stop thinking white people are going to hand them something. And is cut the check not us asking white people to hand us something? Think about this. Let me give you guys a prime example. Imagine someone came to your house, right? Imagine someone did some work in your backyard, right? And say they painted your house. And they painted your house and you didn't like the paint job or whatever. And so you didn't pay them. Imagine years later, they come back and say, look, we not only want you to pay us the money you owe us, we want you to make us richer than you. We want you to essentially take your children's future and give it to us in monetary form. Do you think anyone's going to do that? What incentive do white people have to give you a check? What incentive?
Hold on.
Dynasty, you sound fine, man. Just talk.
No. It's bad.
The echo. You hear the echo in the chat room. I don't know what's causing this echo. It's
Well,
really
maybe
getting
if
on
you
my
just
nerves.
don't use a mic. Try not using the mic. See if that helps.
That's what I did. Hold on.
What happened, man?
Poor guy. But, yeah, so imagine this. What incentive do white people have to give you a check that's essentially going to make you richer than their own children? No one's going to give you generational wealth. They're not. So why do we keep walking around? Cut the check. This is not no gang fight. This is not the hood. You're not going to be able to just go impose your will on these people. You're not. You have to strategically do this. And I hear people saying, "Oh, here's we have an agenda. We have this. We have that." Well, what's the agenda? Because I've looked for it. I've looked high and low for this agenda, and I can't find it. Yeah, and Runa Simmons, you're talking rubbish. That's that's a defense tactic. What's rubbish about it? What's rubbish? Hey, please hit the like button, you guys. I mean, if you don't like what I'm saying, at least hit it to support Dynas. And you know what, Costa? Guess what? I'm tripping, but I'm talking logically. So if you're listening to what I'm saying and you think I'm tripping, you should go take what I'm saying to 20 people and see what they say. Because I know I'm not tripping. I'm a person who's all about results. And I'm saying I've never met nobody who got the United States government to do something.
Hello. Brandon, this is your show, bro. This is your show.
They all gonna leave, man. They're all gonna leave. People don't want to hear this.
They want to hear you, Brandon.
They don't want to hear this logical, bro. This logic and reason is a lot. I mean, literally, I tell people all the time. A lot of our people, like, when you go in the United States, Dynas, around the country, reading comprehension levels are very low in the black community. This is a fact. So I really believe it gets to the point where a lot of our people just don't understand what's being communicated to them. And so then they just double down, right? They just double down on these catchy, trendy phrases. See, cut the check sounds good. Cut the check. Cut the check. That's trendy. That sounds really good. It sounds strong. Look, don't talk to me. Cut the check. You sound like you feel like you're some type of corporate billionaire or something saying, look, screw you, cut the check, and we can make it real. That's what we're on. We're literally repeating the words cut the check because it rolls off the tongue effortlessly. We're not thinking beyond the words cut the check. Okay, so if they come to you and say, okay, cut the check to who? To all black people. Okay, well, how about we cut the check to everybody who filled out the census? Oh, wait, the majority of black people don't do the census. So do just the black people who did the census get the check? See, we don't even think about stuff like that. All we think about is whatever's easiest to swallow right now. Whatever's easiest to swallow and regurgitate easy. But we don't want to do the thinking part. There's a lot of things that have to be thought out. And because we have celebrities masquerading as leadership, no one wants to tell you this because the people, even the people online on YouTube, are more concerned about being popular among you than actually giving you insight.
Hold on, one second, man. Okay. Testing. Hey, guys, is it still echoing? Guys, can you hear me? Is it echoing? Press 1 if it's echoing. Press 1. I think I figured out the issue. Press 1 if it's echoing. Guys, how do I sound? Guys, how do I sound right now? How do I sound? No echo? Guys, do I sound good? Hold on 1 second, Brandon. Guys, do I sound good? It's okay, sound good? I'm good. So Brandon, it's on your end, Brandon. Hello? Brandon,
hello?
What's going on? Brandon, put earphones on, or do you have another window open? You're making
Let me see. Do you still hear the echo?
Hold on. Testing. It's something on your end. I muted you. I was fine.
All right, hold on. Okay, is it still doing that?
Testing. Yeah, it's doing it.
Okay, hold on.
Do this, Brandon. Log out and log back in.
Okay.
Log out and come back in. All right, everyone. Again, thank you so much for joining. Make sure you guys like, share, and subscribe as well. Sorry about that. Sorry about the technical difficulties. I don't know why. I don't know why this echo was going on. I was like, I know I'm not tripping because I was just on with Fitzgerald earlier today. Yeah, because I think it's something on Brandon's end is making me echo. But guys, this is the red joint, the red E5 Voodoo, the African spirituality roll call shirt. So guys, make sure you go cop this. Go to dynastyspirit.com and get your shirt. Also, when you're at dynastyspirit.com, hit that join the email list as well. Like, share, and subscribe to the content. Again, like, share, and subscribe. Make sure you grab your book as well while you're at dynastyspirit.com. Also, tour. We are going to Sierra Leone April 21st through the 30th. Again, April 21st to the 30th, tour Sierra Leone. You guys need to come with us, okay? Go to searchforhuru.com or just email me. Email me for all the details. When you email me, leave your email address. Give me your email address so we could chop it up. So, and then let me get this banner going, guys. Make sure you become a Patreon. Again, support the platform. And the objective is to build this media company and grow outside of the platform. So we'll have our own platform. So guys, support the platform, like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. Super chat, Cash App. For all those people who've been Cash Apping, thank you so much. It means a lot. Again, for all those who have been Cash Apping, thank you so much. For all those who became Patreons in the last couple of weeks, and just in general, thank you so much for becoming a Patreon. Also, too, people keep asking, Dynast, I want an autographed copy of your book. Obviously, Amazon does the fulfillment. If you want an autographed copy of the book, Cash App me $20, and I will make it happen where you can have an autographed copy. Again, if you want an autographed copy of one of my many books, there's a couple. Son Loves Me. We got Kinky Hair is Queenly Hair as well. If you want an autographed copy, guys, just do me a favor. Cash at me $20. Give me your address as well, and I will send that to you guys. Dynast, you look swole, bro. Yeah, I've been eating these weights. I've been eating the weights lately. I love to eat iron. That's what I do. I eat iron and push-ups, and I do dips and all types of stuff. I be in here doing prison workouts. So yeah. Cell block 9, y'all. Cell block 9. Oh, let's bring Brandon back in here. Hold on one second. Okay, let's try this again. Hello. Hello. Hold on. Testing. Guys, how do we sound? If I sound fine, press 1. If I sound fine, press 1. Press 1 if I sound fine. Press 1. Okay, I sound good. All right, perfect. Yeah, Brandon. See, Brandon, he been eating all them butter biscuits, and the butter biscuits didn't affect the sound. The butter biscuits messed up the sound. So I sound good. Thank you. Guys, hit that like button too. Stop being stingy with these likes. All right, Brandon, go ahead and take it away. We figured out the audio problem. All right, go ahead.
There's one meme.
It was your fault, Brandon. Them butter biscuits. It was your fault. Your butter biscuits was messing up the situation. Go ahead.
Yeah, everybody pretty much just everyone keeps saying, "What is my idea? What do I think is best?" My thing that I think is best is you have your own plan individually, and then we have a plan collectively. A lot of people have no individual plan, so all they have is the collective plan. The collective plan is cut the check, right? But that's really an individual plan, because the cut the check idea would work in an individual capacity. Now we need another plan for the masses of our people, and I believe that should start by by creating an economic base in Africa. We need to go to Africa, start creating businesses. We need to get our money offshore, just like white people have offshore accounts, Swiss banks, the Seychelles. Lou Major's favorite place. What's that one place? They be in Aruba and everywhere else, right?
Yeah. What's the other one?
Antigua?
No. Cayman Islands.
Yeah, Cayman Islands.
Yeah.
That's so that they can get their money offshore, so that their money will go further and it will be outside of the reach of the United States government. We gotta get our money offshore, right? And I believe that we can do that good, and we can do that by taking our money to Africa and building where we're no longer under the legal constraints or the financial constraints of the United States government. That's the first step. Get your money out of America, right? And then once you do that, then you can negotiate, because they'll say, well, look, the African Americans are taking all their money out of here. And that's when you'll really be in a position to say, well, yeah, we're going to keep doing that until you guys start giving us some equal justice, some equal opportunity, cut us a check, realistically give us some money so that we can start building for ourselves in America. And we basically go to the table and say, look, if you don't want us to build in America, or if you want to allow us, we're going to build somewhere else. And when you feel like you're ready to give us the circumstances we need to build in America, then we'll come over here and consider doing business with you. Isn't that what every other race is doing? Every race is building with America on their terms. We're trying to build it with America on America's terms. But you got no leverage because you still occupy the same landmass. And they're like, look, niggers don't listen to us, we just go shoot them. But once you take your money offshore, take your body offshore, now you can return on your own terms. I always tell people, black people can't even be American. People say, they're Americans. No, you're not. Americans are people who came here voluntarily. We came here at gunpoint. You ain't no damn American. You're a captive. Talking about you want equal rights. You want equal treatment. You know who's an American? Those Africans who leave Africa to come to America. Why? Because they made that choice to come here. You didn't choose. You just ended up here, right? So everybody has to understand, you got to get your own individual stuff. So when I see everybody on this chat, Dynas, has the ability to do something. Whether they do it or not is up to them.
Right.
But criticizing other people for telling you what's best for you to do is not going to do anything for you. See what I'm saying? You have to understand that, like, you can go anywhere in the world and you will never find a statue of a critic. And isn't what we're doing as a community simply just criticizing white people? Go on Antonio Moore's page. Go on Yvette Carnell's page. All of it is really just rooted in criticizing white folks. But critics are not remembered. That's why we're not remembered. Because all we can do is talk about how shitty white people are. Okay, we know they're shitty. What are we going to do in response to that? You're like, it's like me saying, yo, dude, you're a freaking pedophile. But why you won't babysit for me? Like, why? That's what we're doing, white people. We know you guys aren't really shit, but we want you to do something based on the kindness of your heart. Because at this point, cut the check is an appeal to the morality of your enemy. Oh, well, I guess you niggers did work kind of hard for 400 years. I guess you deserve something. Yeah, go ahead and get a niggas a couple $100 trillion. Donis, am I wrong?
Right.
Is that not what they're asking? I was watching Django the other night, right? I was watching Django. Remember when Django and the white dude walk onto the plantation where the slave was calling him Big Daddy? Remember when the guy was like, in this county, it's illegal for a nigga to ride on a horse. That was the law. Soon as the white dude started talking about money, all the rules went out the window. He appealed to something that dude wanted, right? And so everything opened up. This is what the other races do. They appeal to the white man with something he wants, and then he says, look, we put all these hurdles in the way, but we will move these hurdles to the side for you because you got something we want. Walk over in. Niggas is like, oh, black people are like, African Americans are like, we ain't giving you nothing. We ain't doing nothing. You need to just give us something. And it's like, wait a minute. I thought I was your enemy. I thought I was the white devil. I thought I was the oppressor. I thought I was the cracker. You know what I'm saying? And I think in my mind, I think this is the stuff white people think at night when they go to sleep, when they dream about this shit, and just be like, they smile because and these niggas think we're going to do something for them. Like, you really sound crazy. And when you realize that that's what you're expecting, you have to acknowledge that there's a certain level of insanity that is, prevalent in our community. Really thinking that our open enemy is about to hand us something that will put us in a better economic position than many of his own people, right?
All right.
Like, that doesn't work.
Hey guys, we're gonna take a couple callers here. Then we'll close out. Let's take a couple callers, everyone. If you want to call in, email is uhuru@searchforuhuru.com. Again, uhuru@searchforuhuru.com. Click on the send me an email. I will forward you the link. Click on the link and come and ask your question. We're going to take 2 callers. So again, if you want to call in and challenge Brandon or ask me a question, challenge me, by all means. The email, uhuru@searchforuhuru.com. uhuru@searchforuhuru.com, everybody. And again, once again, if you want to roll to Sierra Leone with us, April 21st to the 30th, hit me up. The information is on the site, searchforuhuru.com. Come and roll with us and have a trip of a lifetime, everybody.
Dinah, you need to bring Chanel Sharif on. She says, it doesn't matter if they like it. Okay, Chanel, what are you going to do to force them to give you a paycheck? Dinah, what you tell me, you're smarter than me. What can black people do to secure this check, cut the check? If the white people just say, like they did on Capitol Hill just last year, they just did it. If they say, we'll look into it, but ultimately y'all get nothing. What can we do?
Nothing.
What somebody in the audience, since Brandon is dumb, Brandon doesn't know history, Brandon all this crap, someone in the audience, tell me if the white man does not, out the kindness of his soul, give you a check, and what can you do to punish him for not doing it? Boycotts and strikes. Lord Jesus. Tumasar, I thought you were intelligent for a second there. We got one person who says boycotts and strikes. We got another person, not a thing. Moses Slaughter said withhold the vote. Wait. Withhold the vote or vote him out. Okay. So withhold the vote. So do you guys realize that if you don't vote, that actually benefits both parties? Because the Democrats already don't want your vote no more. They really want the Mexicans vote. They want the Hispanic vote. That's why they've been neglecting you for the past 15, 20 years. So they really are already like, look, we're already on to something new. They've pivoted. They call that in politics pivot. They've pivoted off of the black vote and went towards the Hispanic vote. So that's
so we got a caller. We got to call in R.M. Wiggins. R.M. Wiggins. I'm sending you the link right now. Come hop in and
So they're already onto the Hispanic vote, right? The Republicans, they have already started to look towards the Hispanic vote, and they've survived without your vote for several decades now. You didn't vote for George W. Bush. You voted for Donald Trump in very low numbers, and they still got the White House. So when you say withhold your vote, you're withholding something that your enemy is already working on doing without. So what power do you have by withholding your vote? If you don't vote, Trump wins. Period. Right? And then the guy said withhold the vote or vote him out. So then you vote him out. Who do you replace him with? You're going to replace him with another person who's not going to give you what you want. See, you're in a catch-22 in America. You're in a catch-22 in America. And then somebody say, Brandon, the kind of guy who said we always going to be slaves. No, you're the kind of guy who won't leave the plantation because you like masses not that bad. He's like family. And then somebody said,
hey, go back to Africa. You got to turn off the playback.
You're the kind of guy
who got to turn off the playback.
Masses not that bad.
You got to turn off the playback, bro. Oh, go ahead. Go back to Africa. Go ahead. You got to turn off the playback, bro.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we hear you.
Oh, okay.
Go back to Africa. Go ahead.
Yeah, but you got to turn off
How y'all doing?
We got to play it on another window. You got to turn.
Yeah, we hear you. Oh, okay. Go back to Africa. Go ahead.
You got to turn off the. You got to turn off the other window.
You're
Close the other window. Go back to Africa.
Oh, okay.
You got to turn off YouTube.
You got to turn off YouTube, bro.
Okay, I got you.
You got to turn off YouTube.
Okay, I got you.
Hold I gotta remove till we get it figured out. All right, go ahead, bro.
Yeah, so I mean, and you know, people that what did you say, Mr. Earth? I'm sorry. But you know, you got people who are like, yeah, Brandon, look, don't focus on the messenger, right? Focus on the message. It doesn't matter what kind of vibes you're gonna get from me. What am I telling you? Go sit down with your wife or your husband or your baby daddy or whoever and go discuss with them and say, let's really take time out to talk about this. Because let me tell you something. I talk to the kids in my family about this, and they're like 11, 12, and 13, and they still are like, I thought white people were the bad guys. Why are we expecting something?
Oh man, hold on. It's cool. Go ahead. African millennial, go ahead, ask a question.
She's muted.
Unmute yourself, African millennial.
Oh yeah. Hey guys. Yeah, so I was just kind of, do you guys actually know, no offense, but do you guys actually know what their action plan and exactly what they're asking for other than cutting the check?
Go ahead. You enlighten us.
No, I'm asking you guys, do you know? Because I literally have talked to them, and all their plans is, okay, when I get my reparations, then my life will change. And I'm just sitting there like, okay, but how about fixing your credit? I'm like, how about doing things that will change your mindset so then when that actually happens, you'll be ready?
African
Because
millennial.
you have the ones who say, okay, going to Africa is stupid, that's running. Cool. Okay, so what have we concisely done other than complain about Obama? That was 16 years ago.
Well, think about this. I watched the ADO's National Convention. I watched the videos from it. I noticed in the audience, it was a lot of people who were like over 50, 60, 70 years old, right? A lot of people from that generation prior to ours really feel like they have a lot of regret. They believe they bought into civil rights. They bought into all this stuff that the whites have black people selling them. And now they're old and they have nothing, right? Some of them worked good jobs, but most of them didn't. So they're looking at it like this is our last ditch effort to become millionaires overnight. Everybody in America believes that they're just temporarily inconvenienced millionaires, right? So this is their last shot. All they can do is depend on their enemies' loving kindness in hopes that he finds it in his heart to cut them a check for several hundreds of millions of dollars. We know it's not going to happen, African millennial. Dynas, you know it's not going to happen. I know it's not going to happen. We all know that, right? We all know that. But our people donated money to Jim Jones, Dynas. Our people went to Guyana following a cracker who said he was Jesus. These are the same type.
You know what's funny? You know what's crazy, Brandon? I watched a documentary on that, and it hit me that the majority of his followers are black.
Yes, my grandmother donated him money. I said, Grandma, you know Jim Jones? She said, yeah. I said, did you donate him money? She said, yes. I said, did you believe he was Jesus? She said, at the time, I did. She's honest. But you want me to tell you something, Dennis? My grandma worked, retired from 2 jobs. That's back when you could retire in 20 years. She retired from 2 jobs. She gets like 10 to 12,000 bucks a month. I don't know how, but my grandpa, he's a millionaire. They're doing well for themselves. Now imagine those same people, Diners, with no type of savings, no retirement, no nothing. And now you're going to find the foundation of ADOS, a bunch of old people who really have nothing, who are hoping that the white massa will trickle down some millions in the form of hundreds of millions of dollar check. So it's not that I don't recognize the type of people we're talking to. The point is, I'm trying to appeal to the people who are in our generation, because, you know, our generation has an affinity for things that are whatever's easiest. Don't be those people. You're going to grow older and have the same type of regrets, because hard work is what pays off. There's nothing, nowhere in no book, nowhere in no law that says you will have happiness based on your enemies giving you money. I don't know one civilization on earth where somebody's enemy gave them a bunch of money and fixed all their problems. Dinus, do you know one? African millennial, do you know one?
No. And this
So
is
when
not to
Oh,
So
go
when
ahead.
people say Brandon doesn't know history, no, Brandon knows history very well. And what you're requesting has never been done in history. Jews, the cracker in America was not an enemy of the Jew. He fought to help the Jew. The Chinese, the Japanese, guess what? He was not really even an enemy of them. He just got on because he wanted dominance. He wasn't their enemy. He wanted what they had. So he went and took it. These were not real enemies. He was not their enemy like you because he doesn't feel threatened by them the way he feels threatened by you.
All right, let African go ahead, African, go ahead.
I definitely agree with you. And this is not to discredit, what they're fighting for. I definitely believe that they deserve every single dollar. I know, and we all know that there is economic disparity between.
Are they fighting?
Sorry?
Are they fighting or are they begging?
I'd say not really fighting because, no offense, but all of them, most of them who at least I've talked to said that they're fighting. I haven't seen any reports. At least give me like a 30-page thesis on what exactly the action plan is. Give me a plan B. Give me something, but I'm definitely not seeing fighting. And for some people asking for solutions, some of the solutions are right in front of you. They really are. Brandon is a solution. Brandon, our African plan, that's a solution.
You can't talk about
Black ambassadors, that's a solution.
You can't talk about other people's stuff on Dinah's channel. Just we already agreed not to do that.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, Dinah's Tamir is a solution. He's showing you an action plan of how to actually do something, of how to actually do for self. I definitely think that if you want economic power, that is something that you can even do inside of here. But it definitely takes a change of mindset.
Why don't they can make an ADOS t-shirt and all proceeds from ADOS goes to
that t-shirt.
Wait, no, listen. They can make an ADOS t-shirt, Tinus, and all proceeds from the ADOS t-shirt goes to Benjamin Crump to go to the United States Supreme Court and argue for reparations for Black people. That would be a plan. But currently, your t-shirts, money, revenue, goes to the pockets of Antonio Moore, Yvette Carnell, and whatever Chinese person they work for. Literally, that's how easy it would be to devise a plan. But no one wants to do that. Put everyone in ADOS, put $10 up a month, hire legal representation, pay off a politician to go champion your cause on the floors of Congress. Now that would be a plan, but that takes too much work and too much thinking. And we don't
I definitely agree. Like, if all of their followers or if everyone who's even watching them could actually get offline and create a group, a WhatsApp group, whatever, and actually economically put some stuff together, that would be way better than just putting their hope on these two people who, I mean, nothing to discredit them, but I mean, you're really going to put all your faith in two people and that's it and just sit down and wait and watch them? There has to be something else. But all I hear is cut the check. All I hear is in 10 years when I get right, my life will be changed. And no offense, guys, but what if we don't even live to see those 10 years?
Right.
Wait, Jason Ferreira. I did call Jason Black's broadcast and I called him twice. The first time he let me on, and when he couldn't he couldn't argue with my argument and he couldn't start insulting me like he does everybody. He just kind of hung up on me. And then the next time he said that he couldn't hear me, it was muffled. It's just garbage, man. The guy's he has found his niche. He's been at this thing 10 years. He's finally found his formula to get you guys watching and buying into what he's talking about, which is a Negro hamster wheel. We don't trust the Democrats. We don't trust the Republicans. Cut the check. We don't want to work. We don't want to work with the United States government. We just want them to cut the check. That is it rubs me the wrong way.
Yeah, and then blame Donald Trump for everything and say that his plan is trash, but then there is no plan B.
And they got no plan of their own.
That's the thing. You're going to blame Donald Trump for giving you something.
Nick Kim, you got to turn off the playback.
It rubs me the wrong way.
You got to turn off the playback.
Trump for everything and say that his plan is trash.
Go ahead, African Millennial. African Millennial, go ahead. African Millennial.
Yeah, I was just saying that they're talking about how Donald Trump is trash. And I'm just like, okay, so why don't you have something even to counteract that? But no, let's just say that his plan is trash. Let's just say that he's a horrible president. Let's just say that he's racist, as if any of the other ones weren't.
Michael Summers said, we trust only us, but you don't have the checkbook. Us don't got the checkbook. So you're going to have to trust some white person to go work with them to get this check. It's like when someone says, someone who just keeps asking questions, but doesn't really want the answers, right? It's like, no. And yeah, you're right. Jason Black does do plenty behind the scenes. I'll never discredit the brother's work, but it doesn't mean you can't have you on the Negro Hamster wheel.
Nakeem, go ahead. Go ahead, Nakeem.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, it's an
Can
echo.
you hear me?
Go ahead. You're good. Yeah. Go ahead.
Okay. Hello, Brandon. Hello, Dinas. Hello, African Millennial. I love your show, by the way. I agree with a lot of what Brandon is saying, and I disagree. I do think we do need a lobbyist. Somehow, the Black community is dropping the ball on why we don't have lobbyists for our elective communities. John Conyers created a bill for reparations, just a study of reparations to see how it can be conformed. And no one is picking up on it in Congress. Why? Why aren't we asking our senators and our local leaders they are not pushing the initiative for that bill?
Because you already know why. You already know. If you call those people up and say, why are you not pushing this bill? They're pretty much going to tell you already know why we're not pushing the bill. Why ask questions that you already know the answer to?
Okay, why do you think they're not pushing the bill?
You tell me.
I think they're not pushing the bill because we have this problem within our own community that we keep being the crabs in the barrel. Everybody is pushing for that top man on the totem pole to see me. Just like, when you go to church as a kid and the pastor's children is always presented as these great group of people and everybody else is just sitting watching, and the pastor's always saying, hey, my child is doing this, hey, praise him. And that's just how Black people are. It seems like this one person is always trying to climb that pole to say, hey, see me, I made it, instead of trying to collectively pull us all together to figure out a plan, because I don't understand why we don't have a lobbyist by now. This is great.
Can I tell you why they don't push the bill? It don't have nothing to do with Black people. It has to do with the fact that they don't like you. They're racist. They don't want to give you any money, and they're not going to support that bill. So it really has nothing to do with anything we are doing. It's simply that they're your enemy. That's like saying, why does a crackhead smoke crack? He's addicted. Why does a drug dealer sell crack? Because someone's buying it. It's just a simple answer, but we don't want to accept the reality of the situation we're in. Your congressman, your senator, all those people, for one, they're not yours. They don't like you. They're going to support the people who put them into office. You ain't going to get nothing with our record low voter turnout in local elections. Come on, I'm living in Long Beach, California. The area where the Blacks live is called Cambodia Town. Why? Because Black people wouldn't support the Black council member who's over the district. And we have a 6-person city council. 4 of those people are Black males, African-American males. And Black people got nothing in this town. Why? Because the politicians are going to support the people who support them. But then there's the racial factor, which is they don't want to give. Why would a white person give a Black person more money than he got? Did we even ask ourselves logical questions? Do you realize if you got $300 million?
I didn't. When the cut the check is just a phrase. Cut the check could mean educational funding. It could mean healthcare funding. Look at the medical apartheid. All you have to do is go back in history and say, okay, dude. Our great-great-grandparents couldn't read or write. So that's set 2-3 generations behind. So we need free education or free college for these Black kids. Not me. I have an education, but my my great grandkids. What about health care? Half of the black population has asthma. I mean, they should be having some sort of funding for health care. That's two right there. Go ahead.
You are smarter. You are smarter than the people who are running the ADOS movement, okay? They're not, listen, they're not talking about what you're talking about. They're talking about a physical check in the mail.
No, I'm not talking about that.
For X amount of dollars, which is going to suddenly fix all black people. If they were talking about cut the check in a figurative way and talking about really putting money behind projects in the African American community.
Yes, that's what I'm speaking about.
If you look at Donald Trump's plan, he's actually presented plans for that, right? So we're not saying it's good, we're not saying it's great, but we're saying he's actually saying, look, the negotiating table is open. Come on, talk.
Yeah, but he's talking about cutting checks to HBCUs, right?
Well, he gave a bunch of no. He ain't cutting checks to HBCUs. That's incorrect. He's
gonna. No, that's what I thought I read on Yahoo News. I thought that's what he stated.
Listen, he's already funded HBCUs for the next 10 years. He did that by an executive order. So he already did that. So he's going to give more money to HBCUs. But what I'm saying is his plan is not perfect. There's no such thing as perfection. But I just want to let you know, the sorts that you are with around right now, they're not talking about logical, political, financial progress. They are talking about give every single person who's black a check for $200 million.
Oh, that's not going to work. Yeah, no, that doesn't make sense.
One second. Let me get Chanel on so we can start closing out. Chanel, go ahead. Chanel, Sheriff.
She just got to unmute herself.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we hear you now. Go ahead.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, go ahead.
Because I can't hear you, but if you can hear me, you can say okay.
Okay, we hear you. Go ahead.
My issue with Brandon was not, first of all, I just want to say this. I'm not an ADOS. I am a third generational removed from slavery, okay? My great-grandfather was a slave here on this planet. I'm only 40 years old. I can trace my history all the way back. So my thing is this. Instead of blaming other people or trying to critique other people's plan, why don't we be independent and have our own plan? We should all be scientists, like in a lab. We working on a cure to trying to replace the system of racism, white supremacy with a system of justice. And that's guaranteeing no one is mistreated and whoever needs the most help get the most constructive help. We should all be scientists. We should all be so focused on our own plan. Like Brandon, I'm with you because I'm building a media platform. So we don't have to come on YouTube. You don't have to be on StreamYard. We come on to this is what I'm building. So we need to be so focused on our own plan instead of worrying about what they doing. You know what? If it don't work, it work. If it work, cool. But let's all start focusing on our own thing. So we so just focus on each other, and that's counterproductive in my opinion. So that was my critique in the comments and saying that that's just how I'm rolling with it. I respect you. Let's respect. I'm not an ADOS. I don't like Yvette because she went off on Dr. Frances Cress Welsing, which is my mentor. So, but hey, they do what they do. I'm gonna do what I do. Brandon, I'm with you. I'll roll to Africa and get my business going. But let's just all respect each other, whether we like it or not, and let's just all be independent scientists and start working on our own plan. That's just my opinion. I'm sorry you can't see me because I'm in the dark.
Well, when people ask me what did I think we should do, I said everyone has to have their own individual plan, and then we need to establish a plan for the masses of our people. That's where it all starts. The individual effort is where it all starts, right? But everyone's not going to be scientists. Everyone, the nation needs the guy who shines shoes just as much as it needs the guy who goes to Harvard.
Go ahead.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, go ahead. Hold on, you got the hold on. All right, go ahead. And then what we'll do, Brandon, we'll go ahead and Brandon, go ahead and after you make your statement, go ahead and start closing out.
Okay.
We'll go ahead and hold on. Somebody's hold on. All right, go ahead, Brandon.
Yeah. So, but basically, we can't expect everybody to be everything, right, Dinus? This is why I don't like when people say black people don't need leaders. We're all leaders. We're not. We're not. Everyone's not a leader. Everyone's not qualified to lead. Everyone's not even qualified to follow. The reality is we need everyone to just do whatever they're doing and start formulating and figuring out a way to make that relevant in Africa, right? Because some people just want you to tell them what to do. I mean, I know sometimes I get tired of having to think out plans, and I say, man, can I just follow someone's plan and just be the best supporter that they have, right? See, but we're caught up on this thing where we all believe that we're 2 seconds away from greatness. We all think we're just like, yeah, we're qualified to do this. And the reality is, right, exactly, Jahari, play your part. But we got everybody trying to play everybody's part. And then when someone says something that you don't understand, your basic response is to criticize the person. And criticism is good. But before you criticize, have something you're working on too. See, the reason why, Stephen A. Smith can criticize people who play basketball, though he's never played in the NBA, because he is an expert on that. He's been talking about it for 20 years. He put in the time to learn. He knows more about basketball than some people who play in the NBA. But how are you doing that when you just decided you was woke 3 weeks ago, right? That's the whole thing. We have to be logical with our expectations, right? But also remember what was it Buddha who said that expectation is the root of all suffering? There's a reason we're suffering, because we keep expecting our enemy to do something for us that they're never gonna do. So therefore you're gonna suffer. And when you constantly are on the white man and what he's doing, you're not even holding the people who are among you accountable for what they're doing. Why isn't Benjamin Crump arguing before the Supreme Court of the United States concerning reparations for blacks? We've given him enough blood. Every time one of us dies, he gets millions. Jesus Christ, bro, can you go just do us a solid? Like, hey, I'm going to go before the Supreme Court and see what they talk about these reparations. No, what we want to do is say, no, cut the check, cut the check, cut the check. It's a lame ass phrase. It's a lame way of thinking. It's not beneficial. And I'm telling you right now, there's no one in the comments who can argue with the reality. You're going to be asking for this for the next 40 years, and you're still never going to get it. Civil rights was the first hamster wheel. The reparations is the next hamster wheel. You have now been initiated into the future of Black America. This is the new future. Everyone else makes progress while we have just entered into another purgatory called reparations.
Yes, sir. Brandon, how can people follow you and reach out to you and, subscribe to your channel? Shout out your page.
Listen, this is my channel behind me right here. Pan-Africanism with a K strikes back, right? That's it. Pan-Africanism strikes back on YouTube. Just type it in. You can click, I'm sure, just type in Pan-Africanism and it's going to pop up. And you can email me at ourafricaplan@gmail.com. our africaplan@gmail.com if you want to are interested in that. And that's how you contact me, but other than that, just you owe it to yourself, man. You deserve way more than what you think you deserve. You deserve way more than what you asking for. But the only thing is, the only person who can give you what you really deserve is you. That's the whole thing. And as long as you keep thinking that your future is going to be determined by what a white person is willing to come up out their pockets with for you, you're on the hamster wheel, period.
Absolutely. Everyone, thank you so much for joining. Like, share, subscribe. Make sure you go to searchforhuru.com. Go to dynastymirror.com. Until next time, family, Dynasty Mirror, search for Huru. Peace.
Thank you. Cut the check.